I'm guessing that the first time around when we first made the show about 20 years ago, we were on the Disney Channel, and while the show tackled a lot of heavier subject matter, for our community and such, we had to sort of like tiptoe dance, wink wink at the audience with a lot of material, kind of like drop some things here or there and just kind of like, what we're talking about, right? Type of vibe. This time around, we're on D+. That sort of mandate has been removed. Now we can just speak.
Exactly. We can. The loud part being that we can speak to the issues and the realities of being Black, the Black family today, or whenever actually, because Sugar Mama spans centuries.
It's amazing because the type of show that we were 20 years ago, we were a show that talked about things that a lot of people would shy away from. So back then, I wouldn't think of a way that we could actually be louder and prouder. And now, being a part of this process, this rebooting process, and seeing all the amazing things that the people behind the scenes, the amazing people that we have are putting together and making it a 2022 version, it's like, oh yeah, we're definitely loud as I don't know. We are not playing. We are not shying away from anything. We are having conversations.
Well, for me, Kyla just about said it all. It's the love longevity.
Yeah.
If we can do a show 20 years ago that you loved so much that you can't wait to see it now, we did something right. And if you were able to listen to us, love us, and respect us for the way that we were telling stories and helping your life and making you feel better and feel safe, then I guarantee you're gonna love us even more, because things have changed in 20 years, and so have we.
Time has passed. You wouldn't want us to come back the same. So we're back. Prouder, louder, and next season will be proudest, loudest. So it's a natural progression, the ER.
It's a reboot, but there's been some changes that go along with the changes of our society, man. And it's become all inclusive. We have a new brand of animation. We're different. You can't go 20 years and not be different. We all have a new perception. But the good thing is we're the same. We are the same family, and that's something to be proud of.
It's just a little bit more amplified when it comes to my character, Michael, just being loud and proud and out and living their best life. And, I feel and also this time around, we can actually go deeper and talk about more. And there's, talk about, things that we weren't allowed to talk about, especially like I said, with my character and, having more LGBTQ plus people in the show. So it's definitely just bigger and better. I get to bring all the things that I've come to love about myself in adulthood to this teenager, and all the confidence and the love and then the power and just the fearlessness that I have achieved in my life, that now I just throw at this kid and let them rock.
Love don't change. Age keeps going on and on. Love don't change, especially love between a grandmother and a granddaughter. And it's, what I used to say, I don't think my grandmother loved any of us more than she did the others. Although it might have been a teeny little bit. If it was my brother, he was first, she might have liked him a little more. But it's that first one. So Penny was my first grandchild, you see? And it's like my grandchild only had one, and she's a daughter, 13, going on 14. There's something special about that first one. So that Penny Sugar Mama love is undeniable, it's untouchable, and it's ever growing. And if you got a grandmother that you love like that, that love don't ever change. And if it does change, it just gets bigger and stronger and louder. That's what it does.
I think that's what everybody loves about Sugar Mama. Everybody wants that person in your life who you're like, you're crazy, but you got my back. You really have my back in any situation. I feel like Penny hasn't changed too much. I think she's just getting a little bit older, and she's just learning and loving as she goes. And I feel like Sugar Mama is timeless. I feel like no matter what, she doesn't age. She's that same tell you like it is, and Penny is a little mini version of Sugar Mama, really. She's kind of like finding who she is, but she hasn't got to that point where she can just let it all out like Sugar Mama, because you gotta stay in your lane. You know what I mean?
We're a rainbow, and the show is the pot of gold at the end. But explain what you meant by that rainbow dynamic that we all have.
Well, that's all inclusive, and you can't have a rainbow without all the colors. You know what I mean? So that's what we've done, and it's an amazing reality that we live in. I took a wrong turn in my neighborhood and went down to this cul-de-sac, and there was these little white kids that were riding their bikes and stuff like that. So when I turned around, they must have ran in the house, because when I drove back by, they all had their signs, their little signs that says Black Lives Matter, They must have ran in the house and grabbed them real quick. And they could have been no more than 7 or 8,
They wanted you to know.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Well, I think Michael changes the dynamic for like the whole industry almost, because we've never seen a character quite like this before in any space, really. So that's what's even more exciting. But more specifically to the show, I mean, like, I think, Michael just adds some extra sparkle, some extra fabulosity, and, but also just being present and being visible is important. And, I think it's just going to be great for everyone to see all different types of families, and especially for young people to see themselves represented in that way is huge, because, like growing up watching the original, and also just like Disney Channel in general, like there was nobody who was like me, so now to have a character that, that's something that, every kid can point to and be like, oh, I'm kind of like that. Or like, I just like to be fabulous and dress up and do my thing. Then like, it's great. It's wonderful.
Kind of had unfinished business, so to speak. So, and we think timing is everything. So while the 20 years have passed, there's been a lot of things that have been evolving in our community, and things that we would normally speak to if we had the platform. So for us, it just felt like now was the right time. When Disney approached us with the possibility of doing this, we kind of knew right away what we wanted to do, and how we wanted to, evolve the world and bring in all these new characters that really help us, tell those more interesting, nuanced stories.